what's poppin'? It's your boy Shabazz, the OG, and welcome back to another episode of Flip Your Life. As usual, I try my best to continue to bring on interesting guests, people who are thought-provoking, people who are entertaining, people who, share great perspective, not always necessarily the same perspective as me, but a healthy perspective that's going, help us advance our culture, help us advance ourselves as people. And today's going to be no different. We're going to have a multi-tiered, multifaceted conversation about, what's going on in black culture right now, what's going on in a little bit of politics. I don't really do politics too much, but politics is now affecting what's going on in black culture, and then what's going on in the world of in the world of social media and entertainment. It's just a few different barriers we gonna burst through today. Within this time we gonna spend together. Me and this man, we've been friends since 2003. When I went to Milwaukee, I used to live in Milwaukee for about 6 months, and I was out there and throwing parties. And when we got out there throwing parties, this man made sure we understood that his feet was firmly planted in the community before we got here. Niggas gonna stay that way. Y'all visitors. Y'all visitors. Don't forget y'all visitors. But from that came this, 21 years later. I'm sitting here on my own platform with my man, the infamous core DJ boss, my man, DJ Tony Neal.
Absolutely.
What's poppin', homie?
What's up, boy? What's happening with you?
Here we are. You know what I mean? 21 years later.
All that.
Podcast, book,
Yeah.
Platform, still the same guy, though.
For sure. Hey, it's hard to... They make it hard, don't they? Try to make it hard, right?
They try to make it hard, but when it's in you and not on you, they can't win.
Right.
You're one of those guys, like myself, you very very strong-willed. You speak your mind. You say it how it is, not how it might be. Some hate it, some love it.
Right.
But either way to you, it don't make a difference because it's still gonna come the way it's coming.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? You're gonna give it to them the way they deserve to have it. So, I'm glad you're here, man. It's I like the fact that you're here because I like how it happened. Mm-hmm. I was in the studio the other day filming, doing content, and Tone happened to reach out just randomly. We on the phone, and as we figuring out what the next episode is going to be, while me and you on the phone, we literally like, yo, this is the next episode. Tone,
Right,
you available this day? We getting it because it just happened so organically.
Right.
It happened so organically. The time that you called, what we was discussing and what's going on within our culture right now, certain conversations have to be held, but they can only be held effectively, man, by certain people. And it can't be people who, stand something to gain from the conversation other than productivity.
Right.
It ain't for likes and clicks and views and, I said it because that's what people want to hear, but that's not really how I feel. Like the conversation right now, dog, whether it's about what's going on in entertainment, social media, politics, and just black culture in general is a very necessary, important conversation, and it has to be held by leaders and thought provokers, man.
That's right.
And I'm glad, like, you're one of those people that I know I can have a real conversation with, that it's not about agreeing, it's just about being like-minded for the same common goal, which is to push our people forward, man, and help figure out what we can figure out, because we ain't gonna get everybody.
Right.
And everything not gonna go the way we want it to. But at the end of the day, the responsibility is upon us to at least give it a shot and gain who we can get.
That's
trying
right.
to make this change, man.
That's right. It's just, I'm glad I hit you that day. What were you talking about that day?
You called me.
I called you watching. You was saying something on.
You saw a post that I put up.
Yeah.
And you called me about it, and we ended up talking about how do we get to the point where there was so much dissension about politics?
Right.
And then I said to you, in my opinion, you said we never seen it this bad.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
And I said, in my opinion, we have never seen it this bad because we have never seen so many people that are revered and looked up to, unfortunately some idolized in the world of black celebrities, be used as the voices and the batteries to push people to vote, or to criticize those who don't vote,
right,
or to criticize those who don't have the same candidate. Like, they're really utilizing celebrities now. And it's already a dissension between, which party you want to vote for. But now, like you said, you never seen it this bad. And I believe it got, one of the reasons is because celebrities got involved. Because and it's a lot of criticism. It's a lot of disrespect. Like, your candidate is your candidate.
Right. No, that's how I feel. I mean, you vote for who you want to vote. Vote for who's going to affect your life and your family, and what's going to make you gain.
Right.
And then after you talk about your family, that's what's going to make your community prosper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got these different titles with these people. The Republican and the Democrat and the Independent thing, it's just like, it's kind of like intertwined now for me.
Right.
It's kind of like it's like, I feel like we're in a big capsule.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we in I don't know, when I look at Trump or Kamala, I just look at I don't see something that's impressing me to vote at all.
You're entitled to that, bro.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're entitled to that, Tone.
I don't like for real, like, if I say something about, this is what I don't like. If I say something about me not liking her, or me not liking some of the things that she do, or something.
You hate black women,
and I don't know where that comes from.
How can you not vote for this black woman?
It's black men. We hate black women.
Yeah, if you don't vote for her, you hate black women.
That's crazy. How did that get like that in 2 months? That's crazy. Like, how did that happen like that? A month and a half, I'm sorry. How did that happen when she just got in there? How did that happen? How all of a sudden we just start hating black women? That's crazy. I don't understand the parameters of.
Well, we always hate black women, according to the new black culture. Is if we don't agree with what black women do, if we criticize black women behavior, if we try to pull black women up to responsibility, and now if you don't vote for this black woman, the bottom line, it always equates to you hate y'all just if you hate black women, just say that. If you hate your mother, just say that. Like, this is the consensus.
But then when you say, all right, you looking at this woman, she got a white husband. When you say that to me, just make sure you stand on what you say and do more research than what you talk. Like, I don't understand how they get to the point where they saying we hate black women because we don't like her, or we don't like some of the. It's not personal. Like, they try to make it sound like it's personal, man. It's not. Nah, I just don't like some of the things I researched on her.
Right. Now,
I'm gonna say this. Since we talking about it, see, when I first saw her as a candidate running against Biden, I liked some of the stuff she was saying.
Right. Okay.
I was like, damn, who is this? Because I never did no research on her. And I was like, damn, who is this? Okay, she talking. It don't matter to me who the president is, a woman or a man. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me.
Right.
But I think, okay, she talking right. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, then she conceded. She was like, first she's calling him a bigot, because I know the research, so I know Biden's history.
Right.
We as a culture, we are a now culture with the internet. Everything is Insta, everything is Snap, everything is Tick. And that's an instant word.
Right. I never thought about that.
We don't want to go. Yeah.
Insta.
We don't want to go back.
Right.
We want to talk about what we could talk about right now.
It's like everything was invented now.
Yeah.
It didn't come from nowhere.
So they don't go back and research, not Trump's history. They don't go back and research Kamala's history. They don't go back and research Biden's history. They want to talk about right now, because that's what's viral. That's what we want to talk about. We don't want to do all that.
And please say Kamala, please, because if you say Kamala,
man, whatever.
Please, I just
don't
want no trouble.
Whatever.
Please say Kamala.
Whatever, man. Whatever, bro.
I just want to
they say it.
I just want to say
why they will criticize. I forgot, because I don't like. Like, supposedly I don't like black women, so
yeah.
If I say it wrong,
I like black women, so I'm correcting you.
I mean,
I want you to say her name right.
I mean, that's what it is, right? Hey,
I want the black women on my side.
Bro, I don't. The shit is so all over the place, man. It's like people won't even get a chance to know you because they mad at you about how you felt politically.
Let me tell you something, and this is just not off topic and not too far left.
How is it right? How is it Kamala?
Her name is Kamala.
It's
you
Kamala.
pronounce her name Kamala Harris.
It's Kamala.
Yeah, but people be purposely, like the controversy that I've seen, that people deliberately say Kamala, trying to be insulting. But they know it's not Kamala. It's Kamala. I mean, and granted, if that's her name, it's like a nigga calling you Tone.
It's three. That's cap. This is the three. Is it 3 ways? Is it Kamala, and Kamala? I think it's the insulting part. I think it was people saying Kamala.
Might have been Kamala.
I think it was Kamala.
I know anything other than Kamala, I heard criticized.
I think it was Kamala.
And it might have been that too.
Yeah, I think it was the Kamala thing.
It might have been that.
It's like a nigga name came in the game. His name was Leroy. Now we got to call him Leroy.
Right.
Leroy. We've seen some niggas come in the game. You been fucking with the NBA and NFL players, and they want to also
Leroy. You've been Leroy.
You've been Leroy like a motherfucker.
Now it's Leroy. I get it.
I think it's kind of like that.
I mean, possibly. I guess it's the intention behind it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And if it gets corrected, if somebody correct you and say this is how you say my name, then I just believe
I guess it sounds funny.
It.
We need to fix it because I guess it sounds funny when they say it. When white people say it. Leroy. Imagine a white man saying Leroy instead of
Leroy.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Maybe
that's what it is. That's definitely what it is.
Maybe that's why it turns into Leroy.
Yeah.
Because Leroy's hey Leroy. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because it's like us saying, that's my boy.
What do we used to call Terrell?
Terrell.
We call it Terrell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You right. I'm not fucking with you, Tone. So the point that I was about to make about what we was just discussing, is one of the things that really made me be like, yo. I mean, I'm already not into the whole political thing, but the other day, with the unfortunate occurrence of Marcellus Williams being executed, right?
Yep.
Condolences to his family.
Facts.
I saw something being pushed around on the internet, and people who are voting Democrat, and this one particular individual was stating, this happened to Marcellus Williams, and these are the people who supported it, and this is the person that supported it, and they were all Republicans, right? So this was another pitch as to why you should vote Democrat. If you upset about what happened to Marcellus, then you should be mad at these people.
That's terrible, man.
But here's what threw me off. If you upset about what happened to Marcellus, these are the enemies, and this is who you should vote for. Meaning the Republican is the enemy. Mm-hmm. But then, as I was reading his story, bro, I didn't know that in 2017, a Republican gave him a reprieve. The same exact thing he was looking for right now.
But what did you just say you did, though, to go find that? What did you do?
Research.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I went back and I read. So I'm like,
bro,
so now for me, it can't.
Baz, don't you know that researching ain't viral?
Yeah, because my logic.
No. Me, we research. Yeah. Researching, you talking to a bunch of people online together that shouldn't even be. First of all, everybody got a phone.
Right.
Everybody got social media. Everybody got a Facebook page or Instagram page. I'm saying everybody. I'm talking about cats that's kind of slow and everything.
Right.
So you interacting with these dudes. You interacting with people that you really shouldn't be talking to. Cause I don't talk to people with private pages at all. I block them. Like as soon as I see they have a comment and they page is private and I can't look at you. Oh, I block them. What I'm talking to you for? Stay private. Go talk to a private nigga. I'm public. Go talk to somebody that's private.
Right.
So have a conversation with somebody that's private, and you and your private friend can privately talk together and get out this public business. So I don't. That's the first thing. But you understand, we get so wrapped up because everybody want to comment, but people don't think like you. They don't research like they don't want to research. They want to talk about what just happened, what just was said at that moment to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, because I don't want to be. It's not like you can't be wrong, but you don't want to be talking and be wrong. Because I'm like, okay, put all the Republican and Democrat stuff aside. If you're trying to make it seem like the Republican is the bad guy because this man, the execution went through, in my logical mind, if a Republican is the one who did the last reprieve, then that means this reprieve that didn't happen this time is more about the people than the party.
Yeah,
it's more about who is these people that didn't want this man to live. It's about the end.
This is why the person. This is why I hit you and said I never seen it this bad, because they taking everything and turn it into politics.
Right, because if a Republican spared his life before, how can you skip over that and say...
They didn't skip over. They didn't go, look,
I'm talking about the people who... I'm not even talking...
They don't care.
That's what I'm saying. The person who was speaking is a renowned media person.
They're using it for political gain, like you just said. That's why. This is how we.
To me, that's not cool.
But this is how we got in the conversation in the first place. I said I never seen this bad.
To me, that's not cool. It's not cool.
Bro, they taking everything that happened, everything that's going on. That happened with Diddy. They taking all this, everything, and turn it into some kind of political situation.
It's to what you just said. They know they know most people not gonna go research.
Yeah.
It. So I can blind you by saying, see, the Republicans is the reason he lost his life. Somebody that don't research not gonna be able to say, but hold on. In 2017, a Republican
and then
life.
You're also talking about people that's not in your profession.
Right.
Like when I talk about Trump and I tell people I got 132 records in a folder in my hard drive of niggas rapping about how they want to be like Trump. And when I say that to people now, they don't care. They don't care. They don't give a fuck how many Michael Jackson hung, and they don't give a fuck seeing this nigga on wrestling and shit. They don't give a fuck about none of that for these 4 years.
Right.
None of that. Vote for who, like, all this. My family Jamaican, bro. My family Jamaican. And where I'm from, with St. Anne, my people, we got Chinese Jamaican.
I never knew that you.
Yeah, my grandfather is Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chinese Jamaican, white Jamaican.
Yeah, like Chinese, look like Mr. Miyagi.
White, South America, like.
Right.
They don't care about that. They pushing this a narrative. In a narrative, they don't care about research. The narrative don't have nothing to do with research. When people are in the heat of the moment, they don't give a fuck about no research. They want to talk about right now, what I'm standing on, what made me get to this point. You know what I'm saying? No. Right here. So look, when I say this, my sister, Kamala, right? How you say it? Kamala? Yeah, I'm gonna say Kamala. And she wants to vote for Kyle. That's cool. Vote for who you want to vote for. Why you don't like her? I said, it's not the point that I don't like her. I don't see her as a candidate. It's that I like women. I like the woman. I like the woman that debated against her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just look at politics. I would listen and see what they're going to say. Now, just because we vote anybody in, that don't mean they're going to do what we say they're going to do for us in the 4 years. They're just doing all this to get in. So you got to take that into consideration. And she gets mad at me. I said, boy, Pops is Jamaican. I said, we come from black, white culture. I said, if me and my wife had a baby in Germany, at the hospital in Germany, we're going to have a German birth certificate.
Absolutely.
Right? That don't mean, see, I don't like talking to nobody that getting their feelings. Because as soon as they start with the emotional shit,
might as well go out.
I said, man, I don't want to talk to you.
There's nothing else to talk about.
Because you don't know how to talk about what I want to say. You don't want the reality check. Like
you don't talk about logic.
You don't want to talk about no logic, bro. And so I'm saying, from my understanding, before all this black and white thing came, because I wish she would have just ran. I wish she didn't say nothing. I wish she just kept running the race. She already the VP. I wish she would have never fell into the bait of the race thing. Right. That because that's something that could be used through the whole thing from a Republican standpoint.
Right.
I wish that we did that. There no white people asked her what color she was. I wish that she would have just ran the race.
Right.
Just came in. We haven't seen her. You've been missing a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
quite a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
So when she came in, just run the race.
Right.
Just be a worthy candidate. Don't
because
say
when
nothing.
the antics came
But
in play,
don't say nothing about no I inhale weed. Don't say nothing about no fucking greens. Don't say nothing about no hot sauce and chicken, nigga. Don't go visit nobody's house, no chicken and shit. Don't have nobody up there twerking in front. Like all of that. I don't like pandering, bro. I have a real, and I don't give a fuck what party it come from.
Yeah.
I don't like pandering. Don't pander me, nigga. Don't say nothing about no black jobs. Don't say none of that shit. Just run the race.
Yeah.
Just run the race.
Because that's when it got tricky when it got bad, rather not tricky. It got bad when the antics came in. When the antics come in, when you like, and again, people who pay attention, like we come from. Not paying attention can cost you your life or your freedom.
Let me ask you this, Bad. Let me ask you this, because people make a lot big deal about how she put people in jail for, and this is where it be crossing a blurred line for me. She put plenty people in jail that had weed cases and stuff like that. Gave them X amount of time that they shouldn't have got. And I don't want to start interviewing you on your own show, but I will.
I like being interviewed.
How do you feel about that part? Because it's a blurred line for me since I came from the street, and if I felt like it was sticky in the state I lived in, I'm moving.
Right.
You know, so if we know what kind of government we have in a city that I'm in, that I'm serving in, I'm moving.
Well, see.
So how do you feel about that part? Because it sounds funny to hear some niggas that selling dope mad because they got this amount of time or X amount of time or got put in jail when technically that's really the last place. When you get caught, you're going to either go to jail, get out, tell on somebody, or go to demise. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you quit, you die, you go to jail. Like those are the rules of the streets.
So how do you feel about that part? Like
to the first part of your question,
mm-hmm.
The lines was a little blurred for me as well. Because at that time, that's the time that was being given for the offenses.
Now we talking about in California.
That's what I'm saying.
It's different. It's different. Like it's different everywhere.
So, again, what you just said about moving.
Mm-hmm.
I know guys who are super hustlers,
right?
Super money getters, and you know what? I got a friend right now. About 2 years ago, I asked him. I told him, I said, I know you got millions. Why don't you stop? He said, because I know how much time I'm going to get for what I'm doing. And for me, the money is worth the risk. That means he did his due diligence on what's going to come down the pipe
right.
for his activity.
Right.
Most dudes don't do that, Tone.
Right. That's right. Hell no.
Most dudes.
My first time hearing somebody say it like that.
I got somebody that I love told me this.
Right.
Because dudes don't research the guidelines. Dudes don't research the time they're going to get for the crimes that they commit. And most dudes don't know what's going to come behind their actions. Mm-hmm. So going back to your question, I believe at that time in California, again, without me having all the knowledge on it,
right? I
just believe at that time, and it could have been some tricky stuff going on, but at that time she did what was within the scope of the law for those charges, right?
That's right.
Now, fast forward, when I understand the disdain, when now y'all legalize it, I do believe if you have people that you have locked away for something that you turn around and legalize,
okay,
those people should be released.
I know, I believe that, but what I'm saying to you at that moment, at that time.
But back then, at that time, I mean, I've seen people who lived in Oakland and in the Bay Area who absolutely despise the woman, and they say how bad she made things. But then I see people who revere her in that same space.
Right.
So, for me personally, That was an argument that I stayed out of because I think the people that's most qualified to speak on it are the ones who were affected in that state and in that community.
Right. So it always comes up as a political argument.
I think what people got upset is what you mentioned. You put people in prison for this. But when you get on the Breakfast Club, again, with that pandering, yeah, I smoke weed,
all of that,
it's not funny because even if you did, you can't make light of it now because when the time permitted, you put people in prison for this. So you don't get to make a joke about that. Mm-hmm. That's what rubbed a lot of people wrong.
Right.
Other people can make, but you don't get to make that joke. You don't get to minimize because guess what? Weed ain't never been dangerous.
Right.
It's just been the government wasn't getting no paper from it, just like everything else.
Right.
They wanted to regulate it.
That's right.
So you can't. That's like playing in those people's faces.
Right.
You're the very person who put them behind bars, and you may have done it within the scope and color of the law.
Right.
But you personally, you don't get to joke about that.
And that's what I be.
And that's what rubbed a lot of people wrong.
And that's my problem, bro. It's not about the. It's not a. Like, I ain't gonna like I didn't follow Trump.
Right.
Before he started, like that wasn't somebody that I was expecting. Like when they say he was running for president, man, y'all playing, get out of here. I tripped out. Nah, this ain't running for no president. You know what I'm saying?
It took me about 2 years to get back into my right mind frame.
Yeah.
Because I was duped. I can admit that when Trump first started, and he was don't protect their head when you get them in the, like all the little funny, not funny, but sarcastic, racial comments and the way he was inciting people.
Right.
At first, I was in my feelings.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, dude, a racist.
Right.
But again, because I don't live in emotion,
right, I'm
a thinker. I'm a strategist.
Right.
So after a while, my brain kicked in, and I really started paying attention to this dude. He's a clown. He is a comedian, and he's not a politician. He's a businessman.
That's right.
And to me personally, just me, I think he's more of a narcissist than he is a racist.
Right.
I think he care about who care about what he care about. If you with what he with, and somebody white is with what he with you. He against his mama, I believe, if his mama ain't on what he on.
Yeah, but if he ain't, and billionaires, it's sad to say, but we lack communication with billionaires.
Right.
And as a community. It's almost like once they become billionaires, not us, not in our case, but I'm talking about people as a whole in general, we lack the communication that we would have with somebody that's a millionaire, somebody that got money. But once you get in a certain status, a billionaire status like that, we lack communication with them. And I think the only ones that we really felt we knew and knew enough about was him and later on Diddy.
Right.
That was it. Like we don't criticize when something happened with Oprah or Tyler Perry. That should go away. When something happened with them, it go away.
Right.
Disappear. Especially with Oprah. Don't nobody talk about that. It goes away. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that usually spark those kind of conversations are black women. But if they don't talk about it, we don't talk about it because we really don't talk. We don't talk about what black women talk about, black men. We don't talk about it anyway. We don't stay on that kind of stuff that long. We move away from that. They talk about the schools, Oprah and all that. We heard about it, we talked about it, and it went away because nobody was talking about it because the media didn't spark our black women to have that conversation.
And that pivots us into the other layer of this conversation that we having. And you started it with how some people, we, not us, because we've been in certain circles, certain rooms, and certain networks that a lot of other people haven't been in. And they don't relate to those people with that money.
That's right.
Right? Now, why do you think, like, I have my theory, but why do you believe, and I used this analogy recently, you got Puff on one hand because he's the hot black culture topic right now. Paper longest train smoke. We've been hearing accusations about him for 30 years about he don't pay his artists, he this, he that, he gay, he all. We've been hearing this. Right? So he's on this hand, and now he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. He has a real situation going on. And we see people, I knew it, I believe it, he probably did this, he probably killed this person, he's responsible for this death, that. We hear these things from our people about this black icon, celebrity, right? Why do you think that that's the response? But on the lower tier, on 183rd in Miami, you could take 2 or 3 dudes that's terrorizing the hood, whether it's with drug violence, gun violence, drug distribution, gun violence. They killing people, they hurting people. They got the neighborhood, they got the neighborhood in the chokehold. And people lose their lives. And this particular individual will go to jail for it. People went to that person's funeral. They kissed the mama. They ate the food at the repast. Gave Miss Janice their condolences. We so sorry. Whole time knowing who killed her child. And then that person is in jail. Mum's the word. We don't talk to the police. Let the police do their job. Let the courts do their job. We don't mess with 12. And we'll put on a shirt that say, free that person. And know that person did the killing. That's protection. That's the code. Mm-hmm. Why does it change for black celebrities? Why? And again, it's not petitioning to uphold wrong. I want to know why they protected on this end, and you don't mess with police on this hand. Mm-hmm. You become the police on this hand.
What first thing you just said was a lower tier. That's the first thing you just said. You know, it's not viral enough. It's in a community that you just named. It's lower tier. I think people don't really like celebrities. I don't think they really like them. I think they like what they do. I think that they like what they hear. I think that they like Offspring. If you talk about Diddy, like 112, and I think they like Offspring. I think they like the stuff that he done, but I don't really think that they like them.
Why?
You know,
because for me, I'm gonna go a little further back and deeper when I give my answer.
I'm saying that to say, like, is it really set up for them to really like this man, like, or like this woman for real, like, or is it really set up for them to like what he's doing? But as personally, we know him personally, but it's hard for us to talk about it personally because we know him personally.
Right.
And so it's like, but the people that's bashing him, did they really like him? It's easy for them to do it when somebody they didn't really give a fuck about. You know, it's like,
and that's what I tell people. I just had that conversation. Yeah. And for whatever reason, people, like I use myself as an example. Anything that I say that is the opposite of what other people are saying, I'm defending.
Bro, there's people that don't like her. They just doing it because they don't like him more. They don't like Kamala, but they prefer. I like her before I like. I heard that.
Right.
I vote for her before I like. So when it started getting like that, I don't want to have a conversation now because it's personal. Who you like?
Right.
So your question about our celebrities, the word you just said from a lower tier is what happened in the hood, and then the celebrities. But what we should be talking about is the stuff that became celebrity. The crimes that became celebrity that people ain't talking about, like Sandra Bland, George Floyd.
Right.
What happened? Why y'all not? That ain't viral no more? That ain't interesting no more?
Unfortunately,
you know what I'm saying?
It's even with the anger. Even
selective.
It's not only selective, it's orchestrated and it's engineered.
Yeah, but what I'm saying...
R. Kelly.
I'm just... Look.
Right?
Yeah.
We've been hearing since 1994 that R. Kelly liked young girls. You ain't never heard black people say we ain't listening to his music no more.
Never.
Until some white people put together a documentary that told you to be mad at him for something that you already knew about.
Knew about it.
On top of that, what really bothered me about that is some of the participants in that documentary are part of the Disney Corporation. Disney been accused of hundreds of cases of child pornography and sex trafficking.
That's out of our
Let me say
range,
this, though,
bro.
Tone. It's not out of our range.
It's not out of our range. It's out of the community that they're pushing it to. It's out of their range. Diddy is in our range. We've been dealing with Diddy forever. Like when you say Disney, oh, that's too big. Ain't nothing to talk about that. Like I don't know nothing about them. I don't know nothing about it.
That's why I was going.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's not only you just generalized and spoke figuratively.
Yeah.
But that's what people actually said that to me, Tone. People said to me, that's white people business.
That's crazy.
That's white people problems. But you never heard black people heard the same things about Disney that they heard about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and Puff. And you have never, ever heard black people say, I ain't taking my kids back to Disney no more.
Never.
You ain't never heard black people say and they've heard about what's going on at Disney. But they don't want, if you listen to an R. Kelly record in the wrong place, they're going to look at you like you crazy.
Shabazz, as long as it's what you say, all this is you're saying is the control of the narrative. Even with the whole TikTok thing. Like, all this you're saying is if they can't control the narrative, they don't want it. Trump didn't want TikTok because he thought that the Chinese government was getting secrets. He didn't want it at first, right?
Right.
Democrats had no problem with that because, I think that Trump wanted the Chinese people to work with him. Everybody else was working with you. You ain't fucking with me? All right. Like you said, he's a businessman, right?
Right.
So now it's flipped around because the what they call the left, the Democratic Party structure.
I get lost with that part.
Yeah,
I don't know who's left. I don't know. Well,
Democrats
right.
will be left and the Republicans will be right. Whatever that shit means.
Okay,
but
they start throwing me off.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying to you. Now that it seems that they control the narrative when it comes to social media and the news. They have the share of the bigger platforms like a CNN, MSNBC, Google, Alexa. Like that's supposed to be like the Democrats. This is what they say.
Okay.
On the other side, you got TikTok. No, I'm saying well, TikTok. I was gonna get to that, but you got X. With Elon, he Republican leaning. You got and you got TikTok because they can't control it. So now they want to get rid of it. The Democratic side want to get rid of it because they said it needs to be what's the word they say? It needs to
regulated?
Yes. It needs to be regulated. You can't regulate something from China. They own that. Everything else is over here. Facebook. They regulate that. You can't say nothing about they'll shadow ban you. You know that. You know how to go when you start saying stuff.
I'm shadow banned as we speak.
That's what I'm saying. They'll shadow ban you when they think that you are somebody that could change or move or shift something. When they shadow ban you, that means that you're affecting some people that they don't need to affect. You don't understand. They look at voices, don't they? Ain't slow. They analyze.
Not at all.
They analyze you. They analyze me. They analyze anybody that can move. I'm running around here with 500 DJs for the last 19 years.
Yeah.
With no contract. You think the fuck they not analyzing, watching my ass? They don't know what the fuck. How this nigga got these people following him? He ain't got no contracts. He ain't got none of that shit, right?
Right.
They watch people like that. When you can speak and make people move, you are a target. And now that they have a way to minimize your conversation, so they think.
Right.
They shadow ban you. They shadow ban you.
It's a fact.
That's what you're going through. I mean, don't think that people, you jump on that motherfucker and you split the screen and talk. Don't think that these people not paying attention to you, man.
Oh, I know 1,000,000% they are because I see it in my analytics.
So, thank you. They let certain shit go through and they let certain shit don't go through.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But they can't do that on TikTok. So the problem, going back because I'm all over the place, but the problem with TikTok is that those young people research.
Yeah.
Them 18 through 25, they put up old ass videos of Trump when he was in the 80s, old videos of him talking to Oprah, telling Oprah he want her to be his VP and shit when he run. Like, they pulling up all that old stuff.
Because a lot of them can't wait to debunk a lot of the shit that they hearing.
Yeah.
A lot of them can't wait to say, you older than me, but you don't even know more than me.
Right.
You older than me, but you're not even smarter than me.
Oh, you older than me, but you're not telling me the stuff that I'm finding.
Yeah. Why should I listen to you?
Yep.
That's another thing that we're dealing with. Now, when we go into further, again, we're gonna go on another tier of this conversation, in our culture, because we're so fueled by the world of entertainment. And whether it's Puff, whether it's Hove, Usher, JD, Beyonce, whoever, I believe one of the biggest problems is people have got caught up into idolization and forgetting that these are human beings with different occupations, obviously more money and resources and material things. But I believe another part of the problem, Tone, like you said, when you're talking about that lower tier, is that people forget that these people are whoever they want to be on TV.
Right.
They can show you whatever they want to show you on television.
Right.
But you have to have the bandwidth and the wherewithal to know you still looking at somebody that bleed.
That's not what you're saying,
sick.
though. Listen, it's not. For every one person that like you is 500. Does not.
God, sheesh.
Listen to what you just said. For every one person that's speaking like you is 500 that don't have that knowledge or that, like you said, wherewithal to do that. 500, and they all online trying to talk to you and convince you
that I'm crazy. That I'm crazy. You know,
no apologies or nothing. Like, no, they don't come back and say, "Hey, you was right, I was wrong about the other day. My fault." You know what I'm saying? Who just passed? Like, I had somebody. They went off on me for saying somebody's death to, I guess, before TMZ, because I know him, Batman Scoop.
Oh, Scoop, yeah, that was my man.
And yeah, me too. So it's like
Scoop was my man. Yep.
And I damn, my brother gone back. Scoop, you a lie. These random motherfuckers coming out nowhere on my post, like on my Facebook page. I'm like, yo, who in the fuck are you? And I got to realize who these people are. They just random people just coming in because they seen something that people started sharing. It wasn't even the people that they be on your shit. It's just from the shares. You get the buke from the people that share it too, not your followers.
Right.
You get it from the people that just not following you.
Right. The secondhand information receivers.
Second, third, fourth.
Right.
Yeah.
And so on and so
shares.
forth. Right.
So they started sharing that, and then all these people that don't know what I do, don't know me,
don't know who you are, your history, the
you
depth of your...
You a lie. I ain't seen it on TMZ yet. That's how much they control the narrative, what you saying. I ain't seen it on TMZ yet. What in the fuck is that, man? So my word, and all this time I've been in the industry, and the people I know don't count. Because you don't know me, but you know about TMZ.
And don't know you well enough to know that you're not going to say nothing that you're not sure about. And I'm grateful. I'm going to say this to y'all, the people who support me, follow me. I'm grateful that y'all have received me, done your own research, hung in there long enough to know that if I say it, I already looked into it.
Or you
if
already
I don't know,
but you already know. You got your history.
Or if I don't know, I say I don't know.
Right, I don't know, but this is what I think. Or yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't care about that. They want to debate with you and say whatever. It's flat out yes or no with these people. It's not a debate. It's not a middle ground. They just want to argue, bro. It's like it's tiresome, bro. Like to just sit there and watch our people argue amongst each other, and
over something a lot of times that's not going to have anything progressive at the end of the argument.
Nah, it's not going to affect your life at all.
You get nowhere. But it goes, and we don't even have enough time in a day to cover this part of it.
Right.
But dog, this goes all the way back to buck breaking, slavery, and that Willie Lynch letter.
Nah, for sure.
Like that's even with the entertainment industry and executives being accused of poor contracts, like all the stuff again you hearing with Puff about, he was making people do this in order to receive that, and like our whole society is quid pro quo. This for that for this. We live in a quid pro quo society.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go back to our people, and you go back to men being raped in front of their women, right? In front of their families, in front of their kids, then that behavior started to trickle down to, hey boy, you want to come in here and eat some of this cherry pie? Meet me behind the barn and come on here and do something nice for Mr. Green.
Mm-hmm.
And slaves was doing that, bruh, to relieve themselves from their conditions. That debauchery carried on to today.
Yep.
So, like, people have to use their mind. This is not, and when you start talking like that, oh no, you just trying to take up for, like,
they're gonna run from that
you
conversation.
have to
bro.
have these conversations because in
don't.
order to get to a solution, you have to understand the why.
You know what that is? That's an uncomfortable conversation.
But it's a real conversation.
No. That's what it's called. It's an uncomfortable reality.
Yes, it's an uncomfortable reality. But the reason why so many of us is lost, Tone, our people are lost, is because it's okay to hold somebody accountable, right? It's no different from having to put somebody in prison for taking somebody's life, but then still offering a reason based on their mental capacity. It's okay to say, yes, this person did this, but this is why they did it. Our people don't care about the why. So the more you don't care about the why, you will never be able to effectively get to a solution. It's just like when somebody says, well, why y'all ain't talk about Dan Snyder? Why don't y'all talk about Disney? Why don't y'all talk about the white people? Why do y'all always say that ain't our business? What they don't understand is if you have a white celebrity that's guilty of the same behavior as a black celebrity, and you say what the white celebrity did ain't your business, what happens is white people let the courts and the police do their job. So if that white celebrity got to go to prison, they get charged, they get arrested, charged, they go to prison, they're going about their business. Black people, when we say that what they do ain't our business, like, you watch their movies, you buy their product. So there are some benefits that they get from you. So the same outrage you have from your people,
Right.
you gotta have that. Make the media, put it in the media's face that you are unhappy with these people, because otherwise they go away quietly. But when a black celebrity gets into trouble, white America's against them for their behavior, police is against them, court system is against them, media is against them, and black people are against them. So you got multiple entities that rise to life when it comes to black celebrities. And all people are saying is, by all means, whoever is wrong, hold them accountable. Wrong is wrong.
Right.
I went to prison for my crimes. He went to prison. If you do wrong, you answer to that.
Right.
Our black celebrities have to be held to that.
Right.
But it's also okay to hold these other individuals to the same regard, because
Right.
if we only hold it for ourselves, we let the people get away who really a lot of times are the engineers of what our black people are accused
But guess what?
of.
But guess what? The engineers not out there. We don't talk about the engineer.
Of course, because the engineer ain't the one
More
who
than
riding the Bentley.
more
The
than-
engineer ain't the one with the chain on. The engineer ain't the one that's got you mad because you know he can fuck your girl. The engineer ain't the one that you looking at like, damn, I wish that nigga ain't all that. You don't. So they don't think about the engineer.
So that takes me back to what I just said to you about they really don't like us.
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
They
don't like the ones with the money.
Now they like what they see at the moment, and if something happens, if something happens, that's some life shit, because you just said they're human, and if some shit happens, some life shit with somebody that they admiring somebody and liking them is two different things.
Absolutely.
Having some kind of admiration, I think they
you can't like nobody you don't know.
Exactly. I think that people had a lot of admiration for Diddy, but did they like him? You feel me? Like,
Right.
did they like him?
And God forbid if you tell somebody something.
Did we have an opportunity to like him? We did.
Yes, we did.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Opportunity to like him and a real opportunity to judge him.
That's right.
And to say, You know what? Like I can tell y'all, I can say this. I said this to him. I said, there are certain things about you that somebody can tell me. I don't even have to see it or hear it. Because I know you, I can decide whether I believe it or not. Because I know you.
That's right.
But certain things they can't tell me about you.
That's right.
They're going to have to show me that.
Like, you got to understand, like, we look at it from a different perspective, though. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm telling you what we're dealing with and how we look at people. I was disappointed. At first, when they started talking about the parties and shit, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn party. You know what I'm saying?
Or what he do in his bedroom. That's his. I never. I'm gonna say this because I haven't said this on the record. Just for the sake of saying this, I'm sick of you dudes who have so much time invested in who's gay, asking people who's gay, asking if that's not your world, if that's not what you into, why do you care? I have never seen such an infatuation about somebody's sexuality.
And in actuality, but see, that's been a man thing forever.
So
we can't how we say about black women. No, that part been a masculinity thing forever. And if you present yourself as this masculine figure to men, and like I just told you, they have an admiration for you. They don't really like you. I mean, that goes back to what I'm saying. So when this person, if a man invests that much time in talking about somebody gay or not, they already was feeling some kind of way about him already. They were just waiting for opportunity to say it.
Or they fighting their own demons.
No. They was already waiting for opportunity to hate. It's not a demon. They was waiting for opportunity to hate. They seen it. They liked his music. They probably didn't like the way he laid his hair down on the side and the sideburns and shit, but they still fuck with him. I fuck with Diddy though, you know. But in the back of their mind, they still was looking at that moment that they didn't like his shirt open all the way down here. It just
needed something.
So now here we are. And all these dudes is talking about this damn party and going to the back room. See, you done been to the party.
Everyone since 2009 and Star Island.
I've been to the party.
And I ain't never been to nothing freaky.
If it was LA or here or New York, like we all been to the party. So I'm saying we talking from a different perspective. So I never seen no shit like that. Like what the shit that they say they talk about, I wasn't around that part. And you know what? If that shit was going on, I wasn't privy to that room.
Right.
I wasn't
because that's not the room you want.
Because guess what? Because them niggas know you. They know
that's
me.
What I'm about to say. The only people that's going to end up in those rooms are people who A, really put themselves in there, or B, people who showed signs of willing to be there and was invited in there and accepted the invitation.
That shit was arranged before the party.
Come on, man.
It's not like
you know damn well Shabazz ain't going. It ain't no need asking.
It wasn't even no shit like we going. Niggas was going. Them niggas was going there to go straight back there. They wasn't even at the party. Them niggas was coming to go straight back there.
Right. They wasn't even there for what we was there for.
Nah, hell no. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't even know where that room was located. That's how crazy.
I didn't even know it was a room that existed.
I didn't neither. Nigga. I
didn't even know the room existed.
How about that? About this shit like until I heard. It must be a room between them rooms because goddamn, I never. When Cat Williams said that, right? I was like, damn, nigga, it is. Like for me, I was like, damn, I done been to a couple of these. I ain't never seen that room. Is it a room and then a room and then a room? Then it's another room because I never seen this goddamn room that you could just easily walk past. And if a nigga got time, and I'm looking at all these people keep talking on these podcasts, nigga. If you keep saying this shit, how can you talk about a nigga for 2 years without being a participant? You can't.
And how you got so much information?
Nigga, so I'm trying to say
whoever
that means
you are, Cat Williams, whoever.
Nah,
how
nigga,
you got so much information?
I watched the nigga Gene, right? I watched this nigga Gene, and I remember seeing the nigga at the retreats. He was just a security nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But nigga, you was there. You was there when Cassie came to the retreats. When Cassie had performed, we broke Me and You at the retreat in Houston, right?
Right.
And you was there. You saw all this activity that was happening. You had to. You was there. So I'm going what Slim said when they first started talking about when the tape came out and they first started talking about taking Bad Boy records off the radio. I said that shit ain't gonna happen, right?
Right.
I said this ain't R. Kelly. You talking about this ain't gonna that ain't gonna happen. Now you ain't niggas is not gonna take no 112. Niggas is not gonna take no Faith. Mary J. Blige, all that shit off. Just cut it out. I said, I've been thinking of something else to gossip about because that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
So me and Slim did a podcast together. It was kind of like a mock podcast. I mean, he was on, Faith Instagram. He said, Tone, some of the work.
Slim Williams?
Yeah, no, from 112.
Oh, Slim from 112. Okay.
He said some of the help was having more fun than the employees. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Right.
He said that like so. Some of the niggas that was around that's doing these podcasts.
Listen, let me say this, dog.
No, wait, Baz, wait. So all I'm saying is, it's gonna keep going back to what we saying. Like the same person that shake your hand and say congratulations is gonna be the same person that's gonna tear you down.
No, 1,000,000%. Listen, but that's what I was getting ready to go partially. Because at the end of the day, bro, and again, and it goes back to this whole right now thing. Tone, you can't be a part of something for 10 years. And then 20 years later, you denounce it and talk about everything that went on that you participated in.
You was there.
And everybody can't be, oh no, he was too powerful for them to say something. Oh, they were scared. Like, that excuse done ran out.
For sure.
Everybody wasn't scared.
Nah.
Everybody wasn't intimidated.
Quit, nigga.
Everybody, because guess what? Back then, the power ain't what it is now.
Yeah.
And guess what? There were other jobs available.
Quit.
So if you saw something that you didn't think was appropriate,
quit.
Leave. There is no such thing as I couldn't leave. No, there's a choice. Even when they talk about what record executives do. When you go into an office, if a record executive say, if you want this deal, this what you got to do. At that moment, you've been presented with a choice. It's an immoral choice. It's an unethical choice. But you can't accept the choice and then later say, I was forced to do it. No, you was presented with something. You thought about what you wanted out of it.
You thought about what you wanted out of it.
And you accepted the choice. You didn't want to do it, but you made the choice based on what you wanted out of it.
They laid out there. You had your lawyer, everything. And you signed it.
It's different when we talking about somebody that forces you to do something and say, you gonna do this and you gonna do that, or else this is gonna happen to you. That's force. If somebody drug you against your knowledge,
that's right.
That's force. But if me and you decide to do drugs together, and under the influence of drugs, you do something that you normally wouldn't do if you wasn't on drugs, that's not the person's fault that you did the drugs with, because they was high too. You did something under the influence that you chose to do. So it's a lot of layers, man. But again, people so caught up in what they want to see happen, logic goes out the window.
Nigga, that baby oil shit was funny as hell, though.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't understand the baby oil.
That shit was funny.
I still, I don't know if it was 1,000 bottles or not.
But damn, it's a cumulative of even 90 bottles. It's kind of crazy.
I mean,
that's funny as hell. Like
I don't understand. Listen,
I didn't get it.
I can't speak on what I don't understand. But I do know the baby oil had to be, very prominent because the DA said we found 3 AR-15s
and some baby oil. That don't even go together.
And some baby oil.
What?
And we ain't heard nothing about them AR-15s no more. The baby oils is more dangerous than them.
And the gun, they were gonna slide on a nigga, for real. Go get these AIs, slide on a nigga for real.
That's a real slide, huh?
Really?
I don't know.
No, but listen, man, for real, it goes back to what I said, man. Admiration and liking.
Yeah, because you can't like what you don't know.
Yeah, we know artists. You had said to me when we were sitting in the car outside, you said it's some niggas that showed us that they real niggas and haven't. You said that, right? We always talk about that.
I repeat my quote. My quote was, Instagram has revealed lames.
Social media
has revealed lames who have been disguised as real niggas.
Nah, for real. And I try to give people that I like the benefit of the doubt, not the people that I admired or, you know what I'm saying? When I hear shit about execs, I don't know them. I don't know them, and so when I hear it, it's like possibly. But when I hear it's about somebody that I liked or knew, or had conversation with,
and that you can put character to the claim.
That's right.
See, if I can put character to the claim, I can say, damn, I don't like how that sound, but I can't really see that because I have something to put to it. But if it's somebody, like, people will argue. Like, right now, there are people, like, somebody be saying something about Puff, and then somebody can mention another person. And if that's somebody that they like, oh, no, we don't want to hear nothing about them.
Oh, yeah.
That person can be worse than Puff. But because they like them,
Yep.
and they don't know what that person
That's
is
what I'm
into,
trying to say to you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
we don't want to hear nothing about this person
That's what I'm
because
saying.
we ain't heard nothing about this person. We ain't seen nothing about this person. So don't you dare try to come in here and tell us nothing about this person
I'm
that
trying
we
to
love.
implement this person. I love him. Don't
Not knowing that this person is worse than who they talking about.
admiration. Like I said, admiration. It's a lot of people that had a lot of admiration for Diddy.
Right.
There's a lot of people that love Oprah.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of people that love Tyler Perry.
And you better not say nothing about him.
It's a difference.
You better not say nothing about him.
There it is. You feel me? Like,
You know.
there's a lot of people that had. That's our boy. We fuck with Diddy.
Yeah.
But
it's my man. You know,
we-
is he
people-
perfect? No.
But people got to be held accountable for shit. Like,
Yeah, if I said it once, I said it twice, I'll continue to say it. I've said it to him. If I told him, you may not be, and this is my quote from my mouth to his ears, you may not be guilty of everything that everybody is saying about you. But somewhere in your life, along your journey, professional career, you've done something that God is spanking you for.
Facts.
That you answering for. A lot of times in the street, I got away with, I went to jail for a 3-year bid for a gun. Never been to jail for none of the other shit I done did.
Right. That's right.
So I got away with so much. So sometimes you can get away with something and go away for something small, or you can get away with things so long that you can get accused of something that you really didn't completely do. But somewhere along the line, all of us, celebrity or not, we're going to have to answer for our behaviors that we've done in this life. That's just the reality.
Whether it be lawful or karma.
That's it. So therefore, all we ask in closing, when it comes to our people, let the Lord deal with them. We can still voice our opinions, but we don't have to have pom-poms and parades when we seeing our people fall, dog. That's all we saying.
Nah, it's like a whole.
We don't have to have pom-poms and parades. That's not holding them accountable. That's not calling them out. Calling them out is mentioning it. Calling them out is saying, yeah, you was wrong. You need to go do your time. That's acknowledgement. That's calling out. What we witnessing, what we witness,
Right.
when our people, our celebrities fall, that's not holding them to something. That's bringing out pom-poms and parades.
It's admiration and like, bro.
Yep.
When they stop admiring you.
Exactly. That's
Man,
what happens.
When the public perception to take the admiration away from you, it's hard for somebody to like somebody they never liked before.
There you go. There you go. Man, listen. This conversation went exactly the way I thought it would. Transparent, like-minded, open views, man. You always welcome to sit with me.
And an average person, they don't know that we could have been here a long time.
No, we could have been here much longer.
We
could have been here much longer because the relationship is 21 years old.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's 21 years worth of personal experience.
For sure.
I was going to court DJ since 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started. So, that history is there. But then the industry knowledge and information is there. The street, like we could have had so many different conversations today.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But I might have to come back. I definitely got to come back. There's so much stuff we got. I just got inducted into the Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Saturday.
before we leave, give us some accolades.
Like last Saturday, I just got inducted to the Black Radio Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
And so those kind of things, like we come back and have those. Like I opened a restaurant in Atlanta with my partners.
What's the name of it?
Craig, it's Loaded Potato.
Loaded
ATL.
Potato. Okay.
So we just got that open last Saturday too. So it's a lot of things that I'm venturing off doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right outside of the DJ world.
For sure. Like man, I'm just trying to, doing them the head of A&R Convict now with Akon.
Okay,
You know,
what's up?
So yeah, so
What's up, Con?
it's just a lot of stuff, intricate detail, a lot of stuff that we could be talking about, man.
Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, we stretch far beyond all the drama and
For sure.
what we're witnessing. It's a lot of great things going on within the scope of the culture, you know, and I'm glad to hear that, you know, you continuing to expand yourself as a brand and as a man, a professional. So that's what's up. Tell people where they can find you.
Man,
what social
all my stuff is the same thing. Tony Neal, just search Tony Neal, you'll find it.
There you go.
Yeah.
TonyNeal.
Yeah.
Tony Neal.
Yeah.
Thanks again for sitting with me, bro. Appreciate your time and your input.
Yeah, you know you family.
Absolutely. And you guys, thank y'all. You know, y'all know where to find me. Hit that link in the bio. Grab yourself a copy of that Flip Your Life book. And stay tuned because I have another platform that I started, 1866 Help Me OG. Just stay tuned because I'm doing promotions for that. I don't want to do too much talking, but that's another page that you can follow besides Shabazz the OG. 1_866 HLPMEOG. 1_866 HLPMEOG. 1866 Help Me OG. That's for my for coaching sessions and things of that nature for y'all that really need some real guidance in your life.
For sure.
But it ain't free. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, it's not free. Unfortunately for you, if you ain't got the money, it's no honey. You understand me? I appreciate y'all. Again, thanks for joining me, Tony Neal. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Shabazz the OG TV as well. And I'll see y'all next go round. Y'all be easy. I'm gone.
For sure.